I fed the fish in this aquarium with salami, sausage, cabanossi, smoked salmon, baby pastrami, ham, raw pork, raw beef, and raw chicken. But I made 2 mistakes. I ignored the presence of these raw meats in an aquarium without a filter and without water changes. And I left them in the aquarium for 24 hours. So what happened? Why did I feed the fish this? What did they like? How does the water in the aquarium look like after? Initially, I cut bigger pieces of meat to give to the fish to eat. While I was preparing the meat, I thought about leaving the pieces of meat in the water for longer. I remembered how almost 500 days ago, I had a problem in my aquarium with planarian worms. And I set a trap for these worms using raw meat as bait. Thus, I discovered the presence of other worms in the aquarium. For this reason, I decided to cut the meat into smaller pieces and leave it overnight as well. I wanted to see if other small creatures would come out to feed during the night. The substrate in this aquarium is a biosubstrate and is made from a mixture of potting soil and worm castings. That is why many species live in it. This is raw beef, raw pork, raw chicken, smoked salmon, ham, Paw Patrol sausage, cabanossi, salami, and sausage. I barely took my hand out of the aquarium and a shrimp made a few impressive jumps. Then it rushed towards the sausage. It was quickly followed by other shrimp. And then another.
There's on to me, Brett. Wait! I'm coming to!
The fish are lurking behind the plants. They don't yet have the courage to investigate where this smell of food is coming from. But the shrimp can't seem to resist. What's it like to smell so many new food smells? This is the bravest fish. He is the alpha male. He scouted the area and returned to the plants to the other fish. Immediately, the alpha male returned accompanied by other fish, both of his species and of other species. Impressive. You can see how he looks in all directions. He searches the whole area very well. Then he returns to take the other fish out of the plants. A fish follows him, but he is too scared. He quickly runs back into the plants. Unexpectedly, the alpha male has snatched a piece of meat, and it seems that he wants to eat it, but the piece of meat is too big. I analyzed the behavior of this fish better, and it seems that he actually wants to show his superiority over the others. Usually, after getting a piece of food, this fish retreats to a secluded corner where he can eat his food in peace. But this fish puts on a show, displays the food in front of the other fish. It shows who is the boss. Minutes in a row, he continued his show, displayed his prey, doing despite to the other fish. If I sit and think, this fish has human behavior. Or vice versa, some people have fish thoughts. This video will continue in a few seconds. I just wanted to let you know that I worked over 70 hours on this video. Any like, comment, or subscribe is an appreciation for my work. And if you are a millionaire or want to support this type of videos, I left 2 links in the description of this video. Thank you. This fish shows extraordinary intelligence, but also demonstrates that it establishes a hierarchical scale. In this ecosystem, because it is a small one, we could only identify the alpha male. The females, I noticed that they are different depending on the temperament of each one. And half of the group of fish of this species, I assume, are part of another group. A group of 6 members. They did not participate with this group at the feast. They remained grouped, waiting for a signal from their leader. The alpha leader, seeing that the other fish had lost interest, came and left the piece of meat for everyone to see. It was immediately taken by a young male. Being too big to eat, the piece of meat is considered a trophy. Meanwhile, more and more shrimp came to feast. Shrimp don't seem to have any preferences. They eat any kind of meat. But what worries me is that they find this meat too good, irresistible. It makes me wonder what we are feeding our children. And cabanos is very appreciated by shrimp. But I think the ones most eager to participate in the meal are the snails. I don't know where they've been hiding until now. But although they're slow, they've made their appearance. There are many species of snails. I don't think there's one that would refuse such a meal. This fish is herbivorous. Otocinclus primarily eat algae and other microorganisms in their natural habitat. Could this be the reason why they seem more interested in toothpicks than meat? Another species of fish came to the feast. These fish are usually more shy, but now it seems they couldn't resist the smell of meat. This boy looks like he's about to tear a piece of beef. He's got piranha tendencies. This Galaxy Rasbora is part of the other group. He is looking carefully at the others of his species. He would like to join this group. This group is not as reserved as his group, which is still hiding behind the plants. Still, this pastrami with Paw Patrol seems to me the most successful. This is a tomato seed. It remained in the aquarium from last time since I fed the fish with more types of vegetables. Suddenly, there is a lot of commotion. The fish that used to eat algae in this aquarium are now eating meat. The fish don't know where to go. They swim around excitedly. The fish lack the teeth needed to eat this meat. But let's take a look at what other creatures live in this aquarium. These are gas bubbles that usually collect in aquariums of this type. These are some worms. They are the ones I caught in the trap when I was trying to catch planarian worms. They do not pose a danger to the fish in the aquarium. Quite the opposite. The fish feed on these white worms. That is why they do not usually come out of the substrate during the day. And here's another species, even smaller. I don't have to worry about the fish in this ecosystem not having anything to eat. They could live without being fed by me. They can feed on these worms and microorganisms that are too small to be seen with the naked eye. This is a limpet. Limpets have harmless scavengers that help freshwater tanks keep nice and clean. Is a gastropod mollusk in the family Acroloxidae. It is believed that the family Acroloxidae dates back to the Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Meanwhile, some unforeseen situations arise. This fish, from the other group of fish, seems to feed on fear. It knows it's not obeying its boss's orders. While each shrimp has its own style of eating, this one looks for food that has fallen through the gravel. This one feeds directly with its claws. And this one feeds by ventilating the water. But the favorite area of all the fish species in this aquarium is this. They all decided that this area has the best dishes. Could it be from the smoked salmon?
Please stop making Kevin come. Hurry, Brett.
Look here. I didn't expect this fish to have the power to pull the toothpick with meat out of the gravel. Its behavior is changed. This fish is known to be one of the most peaceful fish. But the ferocity with which it pulls the meat is surprising. In a few minutes, the lights will go out in this aquarium. As I said, I will leave the toothpicks with food in the aquarium overnight. Let's see what we find in the morning. It's morning, and everything looks like after a big party. The fish's interest in food seems to have decreased. The fish managed to pull several toothpicks with food out of the gravel, even knocking some of them over. Celestial pearl danio behave as if they are chasing prey. Most likely they are chasing some worms that came out during the night to feed on the food on the toothpicks. By the time the aquarium light was turned on, the fish had hunted all the worms. Snails also came to eat during the night. This snail, which is known for living in the substrate, has come to be at the top of the sausage. The bravest are at the top, the others look for food in the gravel. All the snail species in this aquarium came to eat, with one exception. There are 3 Nerite snails in the aquarium, and none of them have come near the food. They prefer to eat algae. Aquarium without filter and without water change. I wonder if all this food has somehow affected the water quality. What is certain is that the fish, shrimp, and snails in this aquarium are affected. Everyone is full and has only had the opportunity to eat something like this once in their life. Many of the meats I fed the fish are not healthy for humans either. However, a week after I filmed this video, not a single fish, shrimp, or snail died. To see if they still eat the food they are used to, I put some spirulina granules in the aquarium. Look how these fish are lined up. And the other fish are also happy with their old food. This fish looks at a shrimp in surprise. It doesn't understand why it's eating algae when there's so much food in the aquarium. You can see how it feeds with its claws. It eats both algae and the microorganisms that live in those algae. Immediately, that fish ran straight to eat the meat. He pulled hard at the piece of meat, and while the image of the shrimp eating algae kept coming to his mind, when in such an ecosystem all species are peaceful, it is not a problem to share the same piece of food. There is excitement in the aquarium again. Everyone likes a variety of food. No matter how good a dish is, at some point they get tired of the same dish. And a new dish in the aquarium is always appreciated by everyone. However, there is a special category of these individuals. They prefer to eat the toothpick and not the food. It's like when you go to a restaurant and eat the plates and not the food on the plates. It's remarkable how this fish looks. You don't even say it's a fish. But still, many prefer algae. After all, it is a matter of preference. Algae are certainly healthier than the meat on the toothpicks. This shrimp completely ignored the meat, passed the toothpick, and even though it had some spirulina granules in front of it, it stopped to eat something from the gravel. But soon another shrimp comes along and shows him where the spirulina is, and together they eat it. But another day passed. I took the toothpicks with meat out of the aquarium. Some fish are happy, others are not, that the meat is no longer in the aquarium. But what is more important is that it was an experience for everyone. Maybe not as we expected, but it was something else. Thank you for watching.